friends, this is the Cryptonian, and we're taking a look at Ethereum. Now, when we take a look at Ethereum here on the daily, we can see that we are kind of flat here on momentum. We are going into an expansion phase, and we're a little bit flat. Currently, price is $1,619, and there's a few things that kind of concern me about this chart. One is that we're flat on this impulse going higher, right? Uh, Volatility is below 10, typically below 10 or 15 is sideways consolidation, right? So, and we have a downward angle to this price action. That being said, we already are at the top with the 4 hour and the daily momentum. Now, the daily has more distance here to go. Again, this is on the, let me see, this is on the daily chart. Yep. So we have a few more days to go here. We could see a push up into the $1,686 level, which is a resistance line that we did lose. This is a resistance line that is from this cluster of price action here. That was back in, let's see, that was back in February, March, beginning of the year. So um, this just looks weak, friends. This looks really weak. And it really depends on Bitcoin, what Bitcoin will do. If Bitcoin breaks out, then I would expect Ethereum to move higher. But currently, right now, it's a bearish setup, a weak setup. We have the death cross here. Now, this is what was pending for Bitcoin, still is pending for Bitcoin, will happen within the next few days. Ethereum already experienced it, and then you can see it's just flat, weak price action ever since. And so, although we, have a little bit of activity coming in at this level, we can see that, our lines, we have a lot of green dotted lines here. These green dotted lines are support from previous price action. So we're in this support area and we're holding this support so far. But on the daily, it looks weak, right? On the daily, it looks weak. And when we take a look at the statistics here, the data in our window, quick view window here on the Cryptonian suite tool, the RSI is 42, the EMA trend is bearish. Now, the last significant trend signal is this S2 signal. S2 is a trend confirmation. A little bit before that, a few days before that, we had the S1, and that is a signal that is a early signal that's going into flags going into a like a bear trend, right? Then we had the S2 confirmation of that downtrend, and then we had a little bit of volatility here on our level 1 signals, but and then we then confirmed another level 1 signal, and we haven't had a level 2 signal or even a level 1 to the upside like a B1, right? So we're looking pretty weak here, friends. Now, that being said, what's interesting is when we go to the weekly here, right? Now, this is just the middle of the week, and what we're seeing here is we're seeing this interesting candlestick. Let me move this over so you can see this a little bit better. This is what we call a dragonfly candlestick, and this is actually bullish. If the week closes out with this green dragonfly doji candle, then this is a sign that we potentially could hold this level, right? And then from there push higher and try to regain these levels that it lost previously above the 1,686. However, we need to be cautious because it's still the middle of the week. We don't want to get too optimistic here, but this is just a potential. It has to close out above where it is now. It cannot close out any lower than 1618, $1,618. That would break the Doji Dragonfly candlestick structure. And so it's very important that we close above that price level. Now, another critical price level, and probably the reason why we're actually seeing a bullish, preliminary bullish, unconfirmed Dragonfly Doji candlestick, is because of the 200 moving average right here. This is why we are seeing all of these wicks right here. And it's the similar story with Bitcoin as well. We see the same thing with Bitcoin on the weekly now, not on the daily, on the weekly. This is a longer term chart. So it's going to take a while for this to play out. We won't see this one candle confirmed uh, until Sunday, right? Sunday night, Sunday evening. And so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But if it does remain bullish, then we could see some type of one or two, the next couple weeks, attempting some bullish activity, try to push up into the $1,686 area. Again, that depends on Bitcoin. Bitcoin would have to be bullish and hold its 200 moving average as well, because they're pretty much in lockstep. Bitcoin right now is, at this stage of the cycle, in this stage of the year, and the structure on the chart, Bitcoin is pretty much ruling the market right now. When Bitcoin dumps, the altcoins get destroyed. They lose much more than Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins don't go up as high. So the altcoins are bleeding against Bitcoin, and this is something that's very critical to understand, right? So we have to see the market recover, and before altcoins will find their footing and find a bottom against Bitcoin, that is, right? So that being said, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the video. I just wanted to show you that we could possibly be holding this price level between, we must hold 1,585 on the weekly. If we don't hold that, then of course we could be coming all the way back down to, let's see, yeah, probably very possible that, possible that we would be coming down to 1,330, 1,330 down in that area. Although we would probably test the golden pocket, which is going to be around the bottom of this wick. That's another reason why that this price is bouncing in this area and showing some buying coming in. 1,529 is that price point where that's the golden pocket. So we have convergence. We have the 200 moving average on the weekly and the golden pocket on the weekly, and that's why we see some purchasing coming in here for Ethereum. We're still above the daily pivots. We are in expansion. So let's see here. Let's take a look at our data. Cryptonian volatility mod. Let's see. We're going. Okay. So we're in expansion, but it's too early to tell exactly if the direction is going to be up from here. We have to see probably another week just to see where this is going. So we're in expansion. This could be a strong move to the downside or to the upside. Remember, volatility is direction neutral. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens over the next few weeks to see the direction of that volatility. But again, on the daily, we're seeing that we're topping out on our stochastic momentum, the RSI, right? So we're strong right now, but we'll have to see where it goes from here. We could, let me see, this is set for 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 day. So yeah, the daily and the 4 hour, 4 hour is well into the overbought area, and the daily is entering that now, right? And then of course we have on the 1 hour, we have room to move higher on the 1 hour, but that's pretty insignificant right now. So anyway, keep that in mind. Again, those price points of interest are the 200 moving average, which is the most important, 1,588, and then we'll have to maintain prices above where it is now, which would be 1,625 for that to be bullish. We have to close out above that 1,625 at the end of the week on Sunday to make sure that this structure on this candlestick doesn't change. Then that would be kind of bullish, but we could go sideways struggling in this area. It's not a guarantee. It has to be confirmed by the next candlestick. So that next candlestick needs to show some green bullishness, price pushing up into the this red cloud here that we have. Now on the weekly, something that is bearish. Look at this on the weekly. S1 confirmed by S2. S2 just confirmed a couple weeks ago. That's bearish. That is a trend confirmation to the downside. So we have to be really careful here. We could Ethereum could be selling down below this 200 moving average, down to these lower levels. So keep that in mind. So thank you for watching, friends. We'll see you in the next video.